Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a rule that's right at the heart of business ethics, and it all boils down to one simple word: trust. We're going to get into this idea of a secret profit principle by looking at a huge legal concept called fiduciary duty. But first, let's start with a tricky question. Imagine this. You stumble upon an amazing opportunity at work. When does that opportunity belong to the company, and when is it yours for the taking? It's a tough one, right? Well, this exact dilemma sparked a legal battle that changed the rules of the game.
Our story kicks off with what seemed like a golden opportunity, one that promised big things.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture it. The year is 1942. In the middle of all the chaos of the time, a company called Regal Hastings Limited isn't just trying to stay afloat. They have big ambitions. They want to grow.
And they had a very specific goal in mind. They wanted to buy 2 local movie theaters. This was their big chance, a key move to expand their business and really make a name for themselves.
But, of course, there was a problem. A pretty big one, actually. The company, Regal itself, just didn't have the cash to seal the deal. The very opportunity they needed to grow was just out of reach. And this, right here, is where things get really interesting. This is what led to the now famous legal case known as the Gulliver case. So, with the deal about to collapse, the company's directors did something that, on the surface, looked pretty heroic. They decided to step in and invest their own money to make sure the company could get those cinemas. And here's where we see the two sides of the coin. You've got the company's goal, which was straightforward: buy the cinemas, grow the business. But then you have the director's action, which had a catch. By putting in their own money, they secretly set themselves up to make a personal profit on the side, a profit totally separate from the company they were supposed to be serving. And, well, that's exactly what happened. The deal was a success, the company grew, and the directors made a really nice profit for themselves. Sure, they used their own funds, but they profited from a deal that they only knew about because of their positions inside the company. But when this all came out, the court dropped a bombshell. The order was simple and severe. The directors had to disgorge all secret profits. That's a legal term that means they had to get back every single penny of profit they made personally. It all had to go back to the company. Now, this is where you might be scratching your head. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, but why? They helped the company get what it wanted, right? And that is a perfectly fair question. The answer is found in a really powerful legal idea.
So let's unpack that why. We need to talk about something called fiduciary duty, because that's the whole reason for this ruling.
So, what in the world is fiduciary duty? Well, think of it as the ultimate duty of trust. It's a legal and ethical requirement to act only in the best interests of another party. The person who owes the duty is called the agent. In our story, that's the directors. And the person they owe it to is the principal, in this case, the company itself.
This duty really breaks down into a few core rules. First, you have to act in the principal's best interest, always. Second, you have to avoid any conflicts of interest. Third, and this is the big one for our story, you absolutely cannot use opportunities you find through your job for your own personal gain. And finally, you have to be transparent about all profits. The bottom line, no secrets.
And that's the whole point. The directors of Regal used their position, their insider knowledge, to make a secret profit for themselves. Even though what they did also happened to help the company, making that personal profit was a clear, direct violation of their fiduciary duty. The court's logic was really strict, and it went something like this. Look, it doesn't matter if you guys had good intentions, it doesn't matter if you thought you were helping, the rule is simple. The only reason you could make that profit is because of your position as directors. And because of that, the profit doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the company, period. Now, I know this all happened way back in the 1940s, but this principle, it's more relevant now than ever. Let's talk about why this still matters so much today. You can think of fiduciary duty as one of the main pillars holding up modern business ethics. For one, it protects companies from being taken advantage of by their own people. It also protects investors. It gives them confidence that their money is safe and won't be siphoned off for personal gain. And finally, it just sets a really high bar for how professionals are expected to behave. Here's a good way to think about it. Fiduciary duty is like this invisible legal thread that runs through our entire economy. It's the thing that ensures when you put your trust in someone, a director, a lawyer, a financial advisor, that trust is actually backed up by the law. It's what holds it all together. So that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. Who in your own life holds this serious duty of trust for you? And on the flip side, who do you hold it for? Understanding this isn't just about some old court case. It's about understanding the very foundation of trust in the world we live in today.